What up, fam? I'm out here skating North Markham Trails. That is not good. What's up, guys? I'm out here on the Rend Lake mountain bike trail, and this is a video about quitting. I am done. I quit. So I worked really hard on this mountain bike trail trying to keep it like active, keep it open. So this gets grown up so fast in summer that unless you come out and weed eat it almost on a weekly basis, the stuff out here grows like crazy fast. And it's like I made a decision probably, because I thought, well, really when I saw it in April, we had really high water. The lake got really high and it deposited a whole bunch of dead sticks, dead wood, driftwood all over the trail. There's some right here. So see the trail, it's supposed to be here somewhere, but like right now, I don't even really know where the trail is. Every time somebody come out here and ride this trail when I was working on it, before this happened, like when I was working on it and trying to keep it clear, every time, nobody ever said anything nice. Nobody, it was always like, yeah, those trails, they're not very good, they wouldn't be just flat out like rude about it, but people would be like, yeah, the trails out there, yeah, it's really easy to get lost, or they're really grown up, or yeah, there's really no features or anything interesting to ride, this and that. And I was like, I'm doing all this by myself, other than the Army Corps, who would thank me constantly, tell me how great I was doing a job. But of course, they're not actually coming out here and riding this or anything. They didn't know what it was like until last summer, late last summer. They did come out and start mowing it. See, I'm done. I can't even, the trail should kind of go through here, but up in there, but this was complete. And I know there's huge sections of this trail that are going to be just like this, completely, just totally covered over, and they're gone. Like I could come out here and spend a lot of time, moving all this stuff and cleaning this up, but it's not worth it. I'm done. I'd much rather roller skate now. This was like, what's that Greek tragedy mythology, Sisyphus, I don't know, you got to roll a rock up a hill every day or something and it rolls back down. This is like this trail is like a Greek tragedy. It's like, no matter how much time I spent on it, and the biggest reason is that there was just nobody interested in riding it. Like if it had 3 other people who would come out here and ride it once a week, that's really the biggest thing, because when you ride it, you naturally just open the trail up, compact the ground, stuff like this. You might get it out of the way. But like right now, the ground's all completely soft, smushed up, and yeah, it's unrideable. I'm done. I quit. And the other thing, I quit. The Rend Lake Bike Club. Okay, the Rend Lake Bike Club. When I moved to Benton, there's this Rend Lake Bike Club. I was like, awesome, I'll have a bike club in my hometown to join. It's not a real bike club. At least it doesn't do anything. And I mean, and I tried, but if you're a new member to a bike club and suddenly you're president of the bike club, then that's a bad sign. I feel like maybe I'm at fault here. I could have built something, from this, but I really did try. Like, I tried holding group rides. I tried posting. Nobody ever really seemed to be interested. So, yeah, I quit. Quit that too. I'm done. Let's talk about roller derby. Okay, guys, I've made the decision. I'm probably not going to bike race much anymore. I still love riding my bike. It's still fun, but I don't want to train. I don't want to sit and do power intervals. And then I just kind of come to the conclusion that I'm probably not going to make the sacrifices I need to actually, have that, 4 watts per kilogram or whatever I need of power to be successful. I'm kind of stuck at probably 250 watts max. At least that's where I've been in the past, even training hard. And then my weight, unless I make massive changes to the way I live my life and eat, I'm probably not going to change that. Training consistently is hard for me because after work, a lot of times I just don't feel like this. I just get I can't seem to get over this feeling of like exhaustion, of like where like the blood flows not, my fingers go numb, my hands go numb, I get dizzy sometimes. It's just not very conducive to training hard when you feel like you're going to pass out. I think if I dedicated 2 or 3 hours to it, then maybe I could, because it seems like it takes an hour for me to warm up. So I don't know, it's probably my fault, but I feel like I'm kind of done with it, and I've kind of replaced it with roller derby. So I like the idea of competition, and I like, you know, having something to practice and train for. It seems to be important to me, and I also really like skating. Now I started skating 13, 14 years ago in Harrisburg on the bike trail just for fun. I learned basically what I needed to be able to do to skate down the street to the bike trail and skate up and down the bike trail. I really enjoy the feeling of freedom from skating. It's like you're not locked into pedals, you're not locked onto a handlebar and a seat. You know, it's like you got this freedom, you can move around a little bit more, and that's, you don't have to have a bike. That's kind of cool. So I got this invitation to join a roller derby team, and I've really kind of gotten into the sport. Like, I haven't really even played the sport yet. I'm not even allowed to like hit people. So if you don't know a lot about roller derby, it's not like if you've seen it in the 70s or 80s where they'd go around the track really fast, bank the track, and like throw each other off the track. That was kind of the WWF version. The sport now is developed. It's women's flat track derby, men's flat track derby. And flat track derby is a lot more tactical, strategic. It still is a race sometimes, but it's not always a race. And there is hitting, and you know, hitting, I mean like bumping and pushing and stuff. But it's a legitimate sport, and it's really cool in that everybody, different types, body types, get a chance to enjoy different. You know, you don't have to dedicate your life to training. If you get dropped from the pack, you're not going to get dropped from the pack anyway, because like the pack has to stay together. That's one of the rules. It's kind of an interesting rule. But if you watch modern derby, they don't really like race around the track. Instead, the blockers are trying to stop 2 different skaters, one from each team, that are trying to get around the track and score points. So it's sort of like you're creating a traffic jam, and so you're either a jam, you know, the jammers are trying to get through the traffic jam, or the blockers are creating this traffic jam. So, and you know, there's a lot of teamwork involved. There's a lot of skating skills. Even the people who, you know, the best skaters are probably the jammers, but I mean, everybody has to have skills. Everybody has to be able to skate, and I'm not quite there yet, but I've been practicing a lot, and it's so much fun to like learn new things and just be able to like, oh, I couldn't do that a couple weeks ago. Now I can do that fairly easily. I've tried to learn crossovers by myself when I was skating in Harrisburg and parking lots and stuff, and I never could quite figure them out. And just like after a couple practices and some drills and stuff, that helped me, and just watching other people do it, and being a little bit more, wearing the protective gear helps. I never wore any protective gear, and I felt hurt myself a lot. But now with like wearing big knee pads and stuff, and elbow pads, and you know, if you do fall, you don't really get hurt. So that's pretty awesome when I'm skating in practice. So anyway, very enjoyable. Really like it. In fact, right now, like, I think the whole team aspect of it, the way it's so welcoming to every different type of person, it seems like they're just very, you know, like it's just a cool environment. I really like the vibe, and I think I'm going to enjoy being a part of it, you know. So whereas like for instance, I've never been to a bike team, you know, practice, like where we went and actually had like a practice. You know, it's just we'll show up and race each other, or show up and do intervals together, but like actually having a practice where it's more of like a organized type thing. I haven't done that since I was in 6th grade basketball, you know, and we didn't do a very good job back then anyway. So yeah, very cool. Hope to tell you more about it in the future. See you later.